How's it going, everybody? This is Precisely podcast about beer and video games. I'm your host, Bo, and with me, as always, but without being with me, we got Tony.
What's up? How are you doing? And we also have Kelly.
Kelly!
Hey,
So
it's
we
a fun
might.
virtual hangout.
Yeah, so we're FaceTiming each other right now and using Zencaster, a website program that allows us to have our own tracks and podcasts away from each other because we're all scared and panicky. I guess. I don't know. We're not scared. But
I'm not that scared. I'm not that panicky.
yeah,
Not-
neither am I.
I'm not.
I'm
super
concerned.
panicky. Yeah, I think I'm concerned more about the state of the world than getting sick personally. That's
Yeah,
my stance.
I agree. So yeah, COVID-19 is going on right now. But we still wanted to release our podcast on schedule because that's what we like to do, We enjoy it, our listeners enjoy it, and we're not going to stop until the government shuts us down.
When is the government banning podcasts? I want to know. When was that on the list?
Hopefully not ever. But this is cool that we can do this. So hopefully we sound okay and bearable. Tony's the one in charge of that, and he says we sound all right, minus himself. So, and Tony also in this face chat that we're doing has a chicken face or a rooster face for a face.
I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, Tony, can we just see your face because you're just smiling as a rooster?
I'll show you then.
I got a
If you're
screenshot of
good.
It's pretty good. It's those animojis you can put over yourself in FaceTime, basically.
Yeah.
And
So
he also has hashtag COVID-19 on his face.
why? Why do you?
Why not? Why not?
I guess. With that said, I was playing Pokemon Go the other day, battle against like a random stranger, and his name was Coronavirus LLC.
No.
And he beat me, and I was just like, "Damn, I got beat by the coronavirus."
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been quite a few COVID-19s and coronaviruses on Call of Duty.
That's so funny.
Sure.
It's not
And
funny.
The clan
It's just,
tag.
yeah, it's just weird. What's the clan tag?
COVID.
Okay.
For everybody who's quarantined, they just have a clan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been lit.
Has it been lit?
Yeah.
Well, let's get to our beer. Let's keep this on track, and we'll get to COVID talk, I guess, if we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking on some Tasty IPA. It's actually called Tasty IPA from 21st Amendment Brewery. It's a 6.8%. It has Ben Franklin in a pile of hops like he's like Scrooge McDuck with all the gold and stuff, but it's all hops and there's hops over his nipples. I'm gonna show this to you guys.
Yeah. I kind of want to see it, but I also kind of don't. Oh my god.
Right?
Kind of looks like you did with a little longer hair.
Wow.
And glasses.
Wow. So yeah, it's called Tasty IPA, and it's tasty. Why? Because he's bald or something, and big belly, and hops for nipples. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
Obviously.
and there's a kite right next to him. That's cute.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're a big kite guy. So
yeah. All he does is fly kites.
Yep, that's my
It's
only
literally-
hobby.
Literally all he does. He talks about electricity and he flies kites.
Yep,
It's crazy.
it's a good IPA. Nothing like to write home about, but it's solid. It's not fruity. It's not overly bitter. It's good.
Right on.
what do you got, Kel?
Yeah, Cal.
Well, here I'll show you my lovely koozie that I got
Nice.
from the Outer Banks. When I went with my friends, we went to this place. It's literally called Biscuits and Porn.
Whoa.
And they sell biscuits.
And porn?
Yeah.
Wait, is
literally
this
the
a
only-
beer place or?
No, it's just like a store.
It's
Like,
a biscuit and porn
they
place.
sell biscuits
Wait,
and pork, like
what?
inside a gas station. Yeah, it's wild. We had to go there
Wow.
just because of the name, and then I bought a beer koozie.
Did you
But
see it
I-
like on? Wait, no. I need to ask more
Okay,
questions.
go ahead.
Like,
Go
did
on.
you like see like a big sign on the highway, and that's what made you
No,
stop?
so we were like, so we went to the Outer Banks for my friend's bachelorette party, and we're
Tony,
like
stop.
looking for things to do, you know, like for 3 or 4 days, however long we were
Yeah.
down there, and on like Apple Maps or whatever, and you're like looking around, like what restaurants are in the area, like what's there to do, like we're trying to plan this out, and this comes up, and my friend was like, "What is this?" And they just sold like breakfast biscuits
That's so
and
weird.
corn.
I
Yeah,
love it.
was
I want to
crazy.
go. Yeah.
it worth it regardless.
Yes.
I have the Trogs First Cut IPA.
Oh, cool. I actually brought a can of that up with me as well in case I drink through this, which I know I will.
Yeah, it's a really good IPA that comes out like in the beginning of spring
Yeah.
usually, and it's got like a little mango,
A little
but it's
citrusy.
little citrus, not too much, hop flavor, but enough make it a good one. That is one of my favorite IPAs that they put out.
Yeah, I think it's either number 1 or number 2 for me when it comes to Trogs beer.
Yeah.
Tony,
Tell
what
them
do you got?
My favorite, Dale's Pale Ale.
Oh yeah,
If you guys can see that.
Yeah.
that is your favorite.
It is.
That's
I bought 2 cases of it for the quarantine.
nice. That's what I've been doing a lot is just making sure that the beer stores are open.
So yeah, I was gonna say, well, all right. So where we're at, Pennsylvania, they've closed down. Well, what was it? Monday they closed down basically any non-essential business. They said it was going to be closed or suggested to close down. So you're looking at like a lot of retail stores and malls and things like that closed. Then on Tuesday they closed the liquor stores.
Yep.
Right, Tuesday.
Did you guys go? Did either one of you go?
No.
Yeah, I got a bottle of wine.
I was literally not.
Was it crazy?
Yeah.
It was empty. Well, I mean, a lot of the spots on the shelves were empty.
I saw a video of a place, one of the liquor stores that I used to go to when I lived in York, and it was wrapped around the store twice.
Wow.
Like the inside the line was wrapped around twice inside the store. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not going out to deal with that. I will be fine with whatever I have there. I know that I have enough beer. If I need to, I can go to like a grocery store and get beer or wine.
Yeah.
But because those will remain open. But yeah, now we're in a
Hopefully.
situation where it's only life-sustaining businesses can be open. And then they're
Yeah.
going to start fining businesses that are open that shouldn't be, stuff like that.
So,
So
Kelly,
I don't know.
you've been home for a while
Yes,
now.
I have. Been
How
home
many
this whole
days?
week. This whole week.
Okay. So it started
got-
Monday, essentially.
Yeah, we got word on Thursday through my school district that like the schools were going to be meeting with the governor of Pennsylvania to decide, what's going to be the outcome on Friday morning. But we knew ahead of time on Friday that you have to get work together to send home to kids because we're going to be out. Depending on what the governor says is how long it is. We know that we're going to be out for an extended period of time. So get work together. So we spent all Friday doing that. So I knew that I was going to be off for at least a week.
Yeah.
But I'm off tentatively until the 30th of this month. And the way things are going right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they extend it.
Yeah.
Because it's not getting better here. Like they're just closing more things.
Yeah. And it seems like they want to keep closing businesses down.
Right.
And they actually even threatened if you are a business that's open that's non-essential, they're gonna permanently shut you down is what they're threatening. Which
I heard
is crazy.
fines and things like that. I didn't hear permanent shutdown, but I did hear things like that. So I'm not all of the stuff that I'm hearing, I can't even tell if anything's for real or not because I'm hearing 6 different things from 20 different people. So you never know. That's the other thing with this situation is the news is everywhere and people are hearing different things, but you just don't know what's going on. The one thing that is kind of interesting right now was we had a conversation earlier in the week when they did the non-essential business shutdown with the owners of the antique store that I'm in. And he included all the vendors and said, like, all right, like, they're not forcing us to close essentially, but what do you think? Like, as vendors in our building, what is your stop? What is your input? Like, should we try to stay open? Should we do, like hours only on the weekend or something like that? We were like, just
No.
close it down.
Yeah, just
Because
close
at
it.
this point, like, we knew, people that were there had, issues that it would have been an issue to them if they would have gotten it. So it was like, it's not worth it. So we closed it down. But, it's another weird thing is like that income isn't going to be there for this month, for a lot of
Yeah.
people now. So, and thinking about like all these small businesses and stuff that they don't have that income from this month because they have to be closed at this point, which is crazy.
Yeah. So Tony, you've been working this whole week, right?
Yep, but next week I'm not working. We're doing emergency calls only, and I'm not on rotation.
Oh. So what happens with that? Can you use vacation days or what?
Yep, yeah, I'm just going to use the rest of my time up, which works out perfectly for me.
I mean, that's pretty cool with you.
Yep.
Do you want to give your news?
I'm starting a new job,
Congrats.
and I'll be probably moving.
Oh boy.
For those who care.
Woo!
Actually, you have probably a bigger fan base than any of us on this podcast. More people talk about you, Tony. Yeah, I don't send you all the messages that people say about you, but they're concerned if you don't mention Call of Duty at least 3 times during a
They're calling
podcast.
welfare checks on you.
Yeah.
Well, you can rest assured I've already played about 4 hours today, so
Good.
and I'm probably going to do another 6.
Good. And yeah, I've been working full time, and we have no change as of yet to close. Like, I work with car parts, and that's an essential thing right now. So people need to be able to fix their cars to be able to drive places, which sort of doesn't make sense right now. But I'll take it because I enjoy working, and it seems to me that not you, Kelly, but other people that I've talked to, like, everyone seems a little anxious and nutty that's been at their house, all week.
Yeah, it's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to, like, I don't have an issue with it because I'm inherently an introvert. So for me,
Yeah.
staying at home is just a normal, night of the week. But, an extended period of time where now I'm starting to be like, oh man, I really want to go, just to get breakfast at my favorite breakfast spot, or
Yeah.
go get a cup of coffee, or go meet my friends for dinner or something like that. Things we would normally do if, we were off work or something like that. And now I can't do those things, which is like, it's all right, but at the same time, it's just like trying to get used to that. I have plenty to do in my house, so I am not going to be bored at all right now.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like eventually the governor is going to be like, everyone just needs to be home for however long period of time so that we can nip this in the bud and not spread it anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll see, and if that happens, cool. Like, hopefully the government like pays us, for being off of work. But
Yeah.
I know a lot
I
of small
mean,
businesses can't afford it right now.
right, it's hard because you got people who are on a salary, work from home or whatever. That's fine. But then you have the people who are getting laid off, who are working jobs that, most people would consider, like, I guess menial, but like, a barista who's making you a cup of coffee in the morning is not making enough to sustain, and then they're all getting laid off right now
Yeah.
because the coffee shops aren't open. And it's like, when life goes back to normal, you're going to want that cup of coffee again, and like, is that place going to be open still? It's everything's so up in the air with all that. I mean, I would hope that the people who need the money the most can get it. Like,
Yeah.
the people who are, laid off right now and things like that, uncertainties and bills to pay, I hope that all that's taken care of for them.
Yeah, I hope everyone's safe out there and, practicing safe distancing from each other and washing their hands and all that. Like, I really think, because this is happening around the world, like, has there ever been anything like this that has happened to everyone?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, every time a virus or something like this goes around, take swine flu, take bird flu, take Ebola, all of these things that have happened in our lifetimes. And we didn't have the capabilities now that we do to be able to have mass people working from home, to have internet
Yeah.
connections and things like websites and things like this. This wouldn't have happened in 2010. Like we
Wouldn't
couldn't
it
be.
have though? Like, I mean,
I don't.
was Ebola that big?
I mean, it was pretty big.
Okay.
I don't remember all the statistics, but like
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like now with the technology we have more options that we can conduct virtual business rather than in-person business, and I
Hmm.
think they're trying to use that to our advantage to prevent the spread of disease, and that could become the new normal when there is a
Yes.
large outbreak of a disease, which I don't think is a bad idea. I think
Yeah.
that's fantastic. It's just scary to get used to at this
Yeah.
point.
If big corporations realize, like, hey, we don't need the overhead for this giant building to house all 100 employees, that, everyone can work at home and businesses as usual. Let's just do that, because how much money are we going to save then? And people are
Yeah.
comfortable at their own home.
And I think a lot of businesses already lean towards that, giving um, work from home options and
Yeah.
virtual options. So after this, I would not be surprised to see more of that
Yeah.
going to happen.
So, do you think this might be the end of retail stores?
No,
Okay.
I think there will always be retail. Um, as much as we want to deny that, like Amazon's going to take over and we'll never go out shopping again, I think people are always going to, and I am a person who likes to go out and test something out in person or
You
see
need
it
to
before I
feel
buy
it.
it.
Yeah, you need to
Right.
touch it.
I need to feel it before I buy it. So I will always support a brick and mortar over an online seller,
So
basically.
what about when it comes to video games? Like, probably the increase of digital sales has gone up, and that we are already leaning towards that in the future of just all digital world when it comes to video games. So do you think that this will increase the chance of that happening?
I don't think that this has a huge effect on like gaming economy in that way, in my personal opinion.
Why?
I mean, more people are probably buying games online right now, but there's no doubt in my mind. And I mean, GameStop is still open as far as I know.
That's a whole
Yeah,
other topic.
yeah, and GameStop's really screwing their employees over, and they really don't care about their employees, and they're going to go down after this is all said and done, I'm sure.
Yeah. I know people that work for GameStop and people who are in higher up positions in, a local GameStop, and he's pissed about
Hmm.
how they're getting treated and how the people under him are getting treated and the lack
Yep.
of cleaning supplies and all this stuff where, they're claiming to be a life sustaining thing, and it's like, no, you're not. Yeah, you sell batteries or whatever, but so do 27 other places. It's like,
What batteries do they sell?
do they even have somebody was claiming they had batteries or something, and that's why they were supposed to stay open. But the other thing is, like, they're getting memos. It's like, if the government tells you to close, tell them no. And it's
Yeah.
like, why?
If an
Like,
employee gets sick, uh, send them home, and then send everyone else home from the store. We'll clean it up and then reopen the next day, is what I heard too.
yeah. And the other thing is, like, my friend was saying, like, they haven't that store specifically has not gotten any clean supplies since November, and they've been
Wow.
frequently requesting supplies to restock.
That's fucked up.
And if the management is ignoring these kind of requests, and especially right now, yeah, I've seen tons of other places open and they have hand sanitizer out at like literally every point in the whole store.
Yeah.
But if you can't appropriately clean your store and provide that at least for your customers, you should not be open at all, bottom
Yep.
line.
I agree.
But yeah, back to the digital thing. I think we'll see a rise of digital sales just due to this, but I don't know overall if it'll change the climate because I mean, for me, and I know a lot of people were worried about their pre-orders coming in for this week. You know, Doom and Animal Crossing, were they going to make it? Amazon stopped shipping non-essential items, so a
Yep.
lot of people's pre-orders got held up. You know, and then they're buying digitally, so I'm sure you'll see a lot of jump in sales because people aren't going to go to a store or people aren't going to, be able to get their pre-order. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I even heard so Doom and Animal Crossing were coming out on the same day. They actually staggered it where Doom came out a day early, just so that the stores that were doing, like sort of like takeout food type deal with their video games and pre-orders, that Doom came out a day early yesterday, Thursday, that people could come for that, and it'd be
Yeah.
a smaller crowd, and they would have to call in and schedule a time like, hey, I'll be here from 1 to 1:30. I'll be showing up to pick up my copy. That way there was never more than like 3 or 4 people in the store at a time, which is a great
Right.
idea. And because two major big games from two different platforms were coming out on the same day, that's cool that Doom was able to push it a day early too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did see that. I also saw a lot of our local stores were like, "Hey, look, I know times are tough. Your pre-orders are held up. You know, we're ordering extra copies if you
Yep.
need to come get your pre-order filled, basically, call us, set up a time to come get it and will, drop it off at your car in the parking lot or whatever."
Yeah.
It was like going above and beyond like that. It was pretty cool that people are coming together for that.
Yeah. I think people are just really trying their best to help out everyone and make sure that the spread doesn't happen, you know?
Yeah. And that's all, honestly, all I can ask for is to
Yeah.
just everybody be a decent human and try to help out everybody else while we're all going through the same thing. So,
Yeah.
just help somebody out.
And I've posted a bunch of N64 games up on eBay, and I've almost sold all of them that I've posted.
I was gonna say
So,
I just had a conversation. Cuzzy Retro Games said he made a ton of eBay sales this week,
yep.
and I messaged him back and was like, "Dude, me too."
Yeah,
Like,
I've been selling like crazy, and it's because people want to play video games.
yeah,
They're at their
and
house.
they can't leave their house, right? So they're gonna get it shipped. Because now I
Hmm.
have to figure out when I'm gonna go to the post office safely.
Yeah,
It's the only thing, but that's cool that like I'm seeing that while my in-person sales are gonna be tanked for March, my online sales might have a nice little jump to help make up for some of that.
yeah.
So I hope that helps.
So, have you guys seen like other like video game companies or other companies like change things, you know, because of COVID-19? Like for me, like I'm still playing Pokemon Go, and they actually there's an item that you can get if you spend money, like actual currency, that's called incense, and it draws Pokemon closer to you, without actually having to walk around. And they just did like a gift thing on Pokemon Go in the shop where you spend 1 penny, like actual currency, 1 penny, but you can get actual real currency in Pokemon Go by battling at gyms and stuff. 1 penny will give you 30 incense. So
Hmm.
you can essentially just be at your house catching Pokemon
Hmm.
left and right, which is really cool, I thought. And I didn't
Yeah,
even
that's a
realize
good
that.
one.
For as much as I play, I listened to another podcast that talked about it. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, I didn't even realize that, but that's really cool, And I guess egg hatching is halved. So instead of like a 5 kilometer egg, it's only 2.5 kilometers. So you can just pace back and forth in your house and hopefully hatch an egg of a rare Pokemon. But I thought that was cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty good of them to to do that. I don't know of any other major like in-game things that are happening. I think that they are just trying to kind of, I don't know, just get you to be like, all right, you're stuck inside, here's some options for playing games and stuff, and maybe they'll throw a sale on the eShop or, whatever. I have no idea,
Yeah.
you know. I hope that things like that happen for people who are stuck in and don't have anything to do.
Yeah, I
Get some
agree.
gaming on.
So let's talk about the games we've been playing on our time off and non-time off and stuff. Because I really haven't had any time off, but still been getting some gaming in.
Good. You want to go first?
Sure. I was able to play multiplayer Super Nintendo game Twin B with one of our friends and listener Matt's Video Game Corner Super Nintendo Online on the Switch.
Oh,
Twin B is, I believe it was only a Japan exclusive, but it's a shoot 'em up, and it's so much fun. And playing online was just great. Like, you really don't have to be able to communicate with each other. Like, we weren't like FaceTiming or anything like that. It was just, let's shoot as much shit as we can before we die. And we got really far in it, and it's just a great game, for being a 16-bit game. It felt so good playing it, and it was like he was in the same room with me, even though he lives in Florida and I live in Pennsylvania. So that was a lot of fun. Played some Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color.
it's one of my favorites.
It's so good. The only thing that I don't like about it is that the matches take forever. So if you're not committed on a whole like 9-hole or 18-hole, you just got to turn off the Game Boy and lose all that data, that you played, which I actually had to do. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it
Can you
pissed me off
save
so
mid
much.
match? Isn't there a save mid match?
I don't know. I just turned it off. I've
I'm
done that
pretty sure you
before.
can
Okay.
save. I'm pretty sure you can.
I should have checked that before I turned it off.
Because there's no way my 10-year-old self was playing Mario Golf and
That's what I
sitting
was
through
thinking.
18 holes
Yeah,
and not quitting out of it.
I've been playing for an hour and a half, and I still have like 5 more holes, and I'm so tired and I need to go to sleep.
How does a match take you that long, first of all? I blazed through those things.
I don't know.
Whatever. Regardless, I'm pretty sure you can save it mid-match.
And then I've been playing the new Ori Will of the Wisps. And I absolutely love it. I'm going to hold off most of my commentary on it because my tattoo artist, my wife's and I, and Tony's tattoo artist, Chad Glazer, he has been playing it as well and wants to be a part of the podcast on our next episode and talk about it. He just beat it last night and texted me that he beat it, but he let me borrow one of his extra Xbox One consoles to be able to play it. So I bought the physical release of it and been trading the controller on and off with my wife, but literally she's been playing probably 80% of it and I've been playing 20% of it. But we both have been really enjoying it. It's a very good game.
Cool. It's definitely on my list to look at. So
yeah,
maybe we'll see how this quarantine goes.
Exactly. Like it's a great game. He said he beat it like within like 30 hours. And I'm not sure exactly where we're at, but it's a Metroidvania, so you can essentially go anywhere at any time. So I'm sure hour wise of beating it can be anywhere from 20 to 50 hours,
Yeah.
What have you guys been playing?
Tony, how's the new Call of Duty?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh yeah, Battle Royale is out.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm completely sold yet, but I mean it's fun. A lot higher risk.
What do you mean?
Well, like if you die right in the beginning, I mean it sucks.
Do you have to wait
Yeah.
or what?
Well, yeah, it's
Well, it's like a
royale, right?
battle. It's a battle royale, so it's 150 people, right? Teams of 3, or you can do solos.
Okay.
And then if you die, you get one chance to revive, and then your teammates can buy you back. But I mean, the whole thing is you got to get good money, you got to get a lot of money, and you got to get good guns. So dying at any point is really going to hinder that for you.
So you get money within the battle royale?
Yeah, by like completing challenges and then killing other people that have money,
Okay.
and then you just find it laying around too.
So what happens when you die?
The first time you die, if no one revives you, then you go to this gulag, which is a 1v1 gunfight.
A
And if you win
gulag?
the gulag. If you win the 1v1 gunfight,
What's a
then you get to
gulag?
come back to life.
What do you mean?
I don't
What's a
know.
gulag?
Google it.
All right. I don't
Oh my
even know how
God.
to spell
You're
it.
gonna get really upset when you Google that.
All right. Well,
Gulag. Okay. Anyway,
all right.
and then if you die again, your teammates can buy you back for $4,500.
Oh, jeez.
Which I mean, it's. I think it's evenly balanced. The amount of
Okay.
money that everything costs. I think they did good on that.
Hmm.
But we'll see. I mean, it's in beta now. It's going to get better, I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
does everyone start with the same weapons? You got to find your weapons.
You start with the pistol. You'll have to play it. There's really a lot to it.
Well, I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, everyone starts with a pistol. You parachute in.
So it's like Fortnite.
Most people have played a VR, so they understand. Well, they're all very similar in that sense. Like,
Well, even in Apex, you parachute in too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all very similar, like I said.
But I don't play a lot of battle royale because I don't like that style. But don't you're not usually allowed to buy a player back to life, right?
Correct.
So this
Yeah,
would be
as far as I know.
the first.
I don't play a
kind
lot of
game-
VRs either.
Yeah, the first kind of game that allows you to bring your player back via money.
Yeah, which is good. And the games can take a really long time, being that, it's 150 people.
How
The
long?
map is huge.
How long are we talking?
I never timed it. I get lost in it. Maybe I'll time one tonight and see.
So do they have? Oh, go ahead.
What's the best place you've gotten so far?
4th place.
Really?
I haven't won one yet.
I mean, 4th place is really good. That's better than
150.
That's better than my Tetris 99.
Yeah. Well, 50th place would be the highest place if you're playing squads because it's teams of 3.
Right.
Okay.
So that would be 12 people total left if you get 4th place.
Huh.
But yeah, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, what was I gonna say? No, I forgot. When you're so you said you can do solo or a 3 squad, right? So you can't do any higher than 3.
I'm sure they're going to change it, and I hope they do 4s. They should do quads, triples, duos, and single.
It seems like the smart move to do.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Do they have a timed like when the map gets smaller kind of thing?
Yes, they do. Yeah, it's like poisonous gas that closes in, and it actually takes away your shields and your health.
Wow.
But you can pick up a gas mask, but that eventually, runs out.
Right. Interesting. Sounds cool. Yeah, I've seen some people enjoying it, so it sounded like it was going well.
Yeah, I've seen some clips from it, and it reminds me of Fortnite a lot, even though I've never really gotten into Fortnite. But there's not like building, right, when it comes to Fortnite?
No, there's no building.
And that's probably a plus to you?
To me, yeah.
Yeah, I never liked the building, yeah. I thought the building sort of took away from it, yeah. It was too much. Whoop, it was too much to compute, sorry. Am I still on?
Yeah, good.
All right, I just turned my microphone off accidentally. I'm holding my microphone so tightly.
You're so passionate about this conversation.
I am.
That's cool.
What have you been playing, Kelly?
Well, for the past 4 hours today, I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it just came out today.
So the UPS guy showed up at like 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Thank you. Let me
You're like, why didn't you come here earlier?"
I wanted you here at midnight, but I guess this is okay. So I popped it in, and it's really good. It's really, really good. Like, I know I've been excited for this game for a long time, and I know that I am an Animal Crossing fan, so maybe there's a little bit of bias, but I really like it so far. Um, right now, I think I've basically done everything I can do for my first day because um, you basically get to the island and you get settled, and Tom Nook kind of gives you a little, almost like a tutorial kind of thing. Like, here is our shop thing, and here's all this stuff, and this is the island, and
Yeah.
here's your neighbors. And then you know, set up your tent and you go to bed, kind of thing. And then you wake up, and then it's like real time. So you have like a small kind of tutorial, and then you start your real time island time. So by the time I started, um, you know, I just started collecting fish and bugs and, you know, selling things. And basically, I got Blathers, the owl who owns the museum. He's building his tent, so said it'll be done tomorrow. And I paid off my travel to Tom Nook, so I'm building my house, which should be done tomorrow. And my airport doesn't open until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that I've done basically everything I can do today except like to continue catching bugs and fish and selling things and making money and stockpiling all these critters. So when Blather shows up, I'm just going to drop all these animals on his doorstep and be like, here for the museum, take all of these. So it's kind of ridiculous. I'll have to send you a picture of it, that I have the stockpile outside of my tent of animals.
That's cool. So you don't have to like keep inventory on yourself then.
No, you can put stuff, like I was just putting them on the ground outside of
So
my
like
tent.
a bug is not going to run away from you.
No, when you put it on the ground, it goes into like a little crate, basically.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, so like I said, I've pretty much done everything I can do today. So like I have to wait till tomorrow till everything opens up, and then I can start visiting people. I can start submitting things to the museum and go on from there. But I'm kind of stuck in this limbo right now with that first day.
So that's cool that they're doing that. Do you think that there's a way to manipulate time, like
Yeah,
on
there is.
past?
I don't time
Okay.
travel, but you can. I mean, and there was always time travel back to the GameCube. You just had to reset your
Yeah.
system clock, and date. So
But the mole would get like really angry at you if you did that.
Rossetti, yeah. But I don't do that. I mean, I just like to play it like as it is. So I just play it in real time. I don't do time
Yeah.
travel. But I know people
So
that do. But I don't.
how many hours did it take until you ran out of shit to do?
I was probably like hour 3.5, and I was like, okay, I really can't do much else except continue to catch things and
Yeah.
sell them and make
And
money
fish.
and fish. Right.
Yeah.
And I ended up making like, a design thingy, like one of those, like you make your own designs in the game, and you
And I
can put
heard
on like clothes
that's
and stuff.
yeah, I heard that's like very easy to do.
Yeah, it's fun. Did you guess what I named my island?
Dynamite Cup.
No. That would have been good though.
Is it something that you've said before?
Yes.
Katamari.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I named my island Katamari.
Oh my god. How did I guess that on the second guess? That's amazing.
No, I'm pretty easy to guess, I guess.
Yes.
But I was thinking, because it's taken forever.
It's like an island, yeah.
Yeah.
An island,
Well, I
like
was thinking,
a
and
Katamari ball.
before in my New Leaf, I had called my town Hyrule, which is fine.
Mhm.
But then I was like, I kind of want to, get a new name. I don't want to continue using that name. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, and I was like, oh, Katamari would be really good. And I guess in like Japanese, Katamari means like a clump or like
Yeah.
a cluster. So it was cool because it's like an island, so it's just like a clump of dirt in the middle of the ocean, so it kind of works.
Oh, I love it.
So I made my little design. I'll have to send it to you. I just made a little prince. So
I love it.
put them on shirts and shit. Put them on my island. Like everybody wear them. Like a
So
cult.
is everyone's island different?
Yes. When you get to the
Like the
airport,
shape of the island?
yeah, you can pick your layout, like how you want
Okay,
your
okay.
streams and stuff. They get like 4 choices, and you get to pick out how like the streams go and everything. When you get to the island, though, you get random neighbors and random fruit. Like my island has pears, and I have, I think her name is she's a bear. Her name is Paula, and then I have this fucking baboon, who is the most terrifying looking villager I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's just ugly.
Okay.
he just looks bad. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. His eyes are like real beady. It's uncomfortable. But
Okay.
yeah, and he's wearing like a motorcycle jacket, so I don't know what his deal is. But so yeah, you get 2 random villagers and then a random fruit, and go from there.
Tony in this video chat looks like he's like jacking off with the microphone. He has that angle like he's on like that chat. What is it
Chat
called? Like
roulette.
chat roulette. Yeah.
Omegle.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Something
funny.
like that.
It kind of does. That's bad. It's really
I'm
bad.
trying to sit comfortably right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. Are you able to like connect with anyone? Have you seen any of your friends like get
I
on it?
can't yet because my airport's not open. So tomorrow I can
Okay.
start. But I've been like texting with people,
Okay.
and just like like I have friend codes, and so like once the airport's open tomorrow, I'm gonna start visiting
Yeah, so
islands and
Matt
getting different resources.
was like, "Yo, I'm ready to buy you this game. I want you to play it because there's so much that we can do together in it." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want it right now. Like, I'm not ready for it. Like, I need to beat Ori. I need to beat other games. I need to get my house together. Like, I'm just not ready for Animal Crossing. Like, as much as I want it, I don't.
This
I'm
is
scared. I'm scared to get sucked into it.
you're scared of Tom Nook. This is
Not
exact.
Tom Nook. Tom Nook, no.
He'll
But
break your kneecaps if you don't pay him back.
Tom
He's
Nook's actually a
not
really
playing.
nice lender.
He's not playing.
He has no interest rates.
Yeah, he is. But I think that this game came at the absolute right time for me.
Yeah.
Like, this New Leaf got me through a lot of things before,
Yep.
and now here I am dealing with, the day-to-day anxiety of the world right now, and I have this game to go to again, and
Yep.
it's going to be perfect. It's just going to be an escape that I need and that calming presence that I need. So
Yeah.
I think, and that I say that, and I think a lot of people would agree. A lot of Animal Crossing fans would agree that they had, a lot of positive experiences because of older games when they were going through hard stuff.
Yeah. It couldn't have come out at a better time. And that was like one of my questions in our show notes is like, what do you guys think is going to be the most played game like during this absence of work and time of like being at your house? And really, like, to me, it's probably going to be Animal Crossing is what the majority of people are playing, but that's also hit and miss with other people, whereas like Tony likes those action packed games like Call
Yeah,
of
I
Duty.
was gonna say, I think as far as a new game, Animal Crossing definitely. Doom is good, but not everybody plays Doom, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
but
and
people
you
are
kind of have
so
to
hype
know.
about Doom.
Yeah, you have to know Doom to kind of want it at the same
Yeah,
time.
our
But I
friend
think,
Tyler
yeah,
loves Doom. Yeah.
yeah, he said something I posted on my Facebook today about, here's my Switch code if anybody's got, their island set up or whatever, we can visit. And he was like, I would, but I have Doom. And
Yeah.
I sent him the gif of the guys from the road to El Dorado. I was like, both is
Yeah.
good. But
Yep.
yeah, no, so a lot of people I'm sure picked that, but I think that behind Animal Crossing, we'll see a lot of people on Call of Duty on the new Battle Royale. We'll
Hmm.
probably see a lot of activity on Fortnite. All these kids are home, got nothing to do. So I'm sure like those would be like the top couple of games that are being played at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt in my mind that the Call of Duty Battle Royale is the biggest game out right now. I mean, that's like huge for
It,
streamers.
it is.
Battle Royales is the most popular thing to stream, so kids are going to see that and they want to play, and it's free. So
Yeah.
that's, in my opinion, maybe a little biased, but
No, I think you're right. It's a huge add-on to that game, and a lot of people already invested in it. A lot of people like Call of Duty already, and as far as like an action-based game, that's going to be the one people probably will be gravitating to at this point. Like I said, Doom is almost a niche kind of game with that. Not many people are just diving into Doom now at this point in their lives. But
yeah, I did see some gameplay on it though. It looks
it
pretty
looks
decent.
good. Yeah, it looks really good for sure. I'm not a huge Doom fan, so and obviously Animal Crossing is my jam, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Have you played any of the Doom games? Or
um, I think I've tried one of them, and I didn't jive with it that well.
yeah, I can understand that.
So I don't know. But yeah, other than that, other than Animal Crossing today, I've taken this time to get a lot of work done around the house, but I've also played, a couple games. I've been working through some of my games that I've been playing, slowly but surely. I was working through my Ratchet and Clank games, so that's been pretty good. But other than that, I'm looking forward to cutting out some of that backlog on this time off.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it really is kind of a blessing, having extra time off.
Yeah, in a weird way, yes. It's like a backhanded blessing.
Exactly.
yeah. I'm looking forward to some time off. Like this weekend, I'm hoping to finish Ori and work on my Art in the Wild project outside. Like you said, Tony, to me in a text message, like just get some vitamin D. Like that's all you need. Like that kills the virus. You know.
Yeah.
But just so you know, Kelly, Bo is more paranoid about this coronavirus than he's ever been paranoid about anything in his life.
What do you mean?
He's taken it incredibly seriously.
What do you mean?
Like, you don't want you to, you were. I was like, oh, let me come over for dinner on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, I'll let you know when I'm done. He's like, well, you should. This might be the last time we see each other for a while.
That
I
was a
mean,
joke.
it's
Was it?
it's
Yes.
I don't know. You definitely shouldn't like be hanging out with people all the time, you
Yeah.
know. But like my mom came over and helped me garden this week. Like,
What?
Nice.
yeah. Like, gardening 6 feet apart. It's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, no, outside is definitely the place to be. So.
Yeah, it was a little rainy, but there was a nice day. I got in there and finally got some work out there done in the yard, and it was nice for that, for sure.
Nice.
All right, should we talk about some of the news?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right. So there's a couple things that came out this week. Obviously, we've already talked about Doom and Animal Crossing as far as new games, but things that came out this week, we had the announcement of the specs for the PS5 and the specs for the Xbox, the new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know what's everybody thinking. Are we going to be upgrading anytime soon?
I don't think so, honestly. I think I'm fine with what I have right now. Like, so I only watched the PS5 news of the specs, and it was what's his name, Mark Cerny.
Yeah.
It sounds like Sony, but I think it's like Kearney or Cerny.
Yeah,
But
I think it's Cerny. I don't remember.
yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He's a developer, and essentially what I gathered from it was that PlayStation 5 is gonna not have loading screens at all. That games will be as fluid as God of War, but even more fluid. Whereas God of War didn't have loading screens unless you died, you know?
Yeah.
And that patches won't take as long to patch. That, you know, patches now for the PS4, even if you're just fixing like one or two parts out of it, you have to repatch and install like the whole game again, and that's what takes so long. But with the new hard drives and with the new speeds and all this, it'll take significantly less time. So that's cool, you know, but it doesn't like really mean that much to me. Like I was trying to play Call of Duty last night with Tony, and I wasn't up on my game with it, and because I haven't played like in over a week, I had to re-download the install from like last Tuesday's or this past Tuesday's patch, and I couldn't play with them. I was like, "Oh, it's going to be 40 minutes until this works."
It's
So I didn't
Japan.
so I didn't even get to play with them last night. And like to me, like that's dumb.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, if I want to play a game and I haven't touched it, for at least a week, there's like always like a huge update. It feels like on any kind of modern day game. Whereas, like, I might as well just go grab my Game Boy and play that while this
Exactly.
is downloading.
I'm so sick of it.
My Switch, because even the Switch, downloads are pretty quick.
Yep.
As far as things, but I know they're not disc based games and stuff like that. It's entirely different animal, but still, it doesn't take that long for that to update, so
Yeah.
I'll go do that instead.
So what I gathered on the quick end of it is that that there was like rumor or say, I think even Sony said it, that PlayStation 5 would be backwards compatible for every PlayStation home console. Correct?
Yeah, I remember hearing that rumor.
Like from PS1 to the next generation of PS5. And all they talked about was that it would be backwards compatible with PS4. So to me, I'm like, well, I already have a PS4, so fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump on a new system that probably has no exclusive games for it, because
Right.
whenever a new system comes out, it's always on the older system as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would be, and I wish that Sony would have done it with the PS4, was having the backwards compatibility to the PS3, but like it doesn't make sense for me to buy a PS5 right now. When it comes to the Xbox, I will be buying that. It's not like a day one or anything, but I will eventually be buying that because mine is the
It's old.
original Xbox One. Like, I don't even have the One S or whatever. I just have the original. So that thing has been kicking for quite a few years, and it's definitely time for an upgrade because it's probably significantly slower than it should be, but it gets the job done right now.
Yeah.
And I'll just wait it out until this new one comes out, and then when I'm ready to upgrade, I will do it. So, and that one, it's kind of like the same thing. It doesn't really seem like aside from obviously like the graphics and things like that, I don't really need to upgrade if I had a working console kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, with the Xbox that I love, which I never knew really about Xbox until Chad let me borrow his extra one, which, by the way, I have like the Gears of War Xbox One. So it's
Mhm.
like this red console with like scratch marks in it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's cool. You know what I'm talking about, Kelly?
Yeah.
Well, when you power it on, it makes the most god awful sound ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has like an actual like sound chip in it where it's like it makes like a Gear of War sound,
I don't like
I guess. And I'm just like, no, this is so gimmicky and dumb. And like when you like put a disc in it, it just makes it seem like
So
a
it's like
toy.
It's like the Xbox 360 that was for Star Wars. When you booted
Yes,
up, it
it's
was
exactly
R2D2
it is
noises.
exactly that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need to do that. Like, it's cool enough that you have a cool shell that has like scratch marks in it,
I like the
like
R2D2 one.
cool. But no, you don't need to make sounds. And that, like, Star Wars, cool, yeah, that makes more
It's
sense.
noted. Yeah, it's a noted sound.
That
But
has more nostalgia behind it than Gears of War.
yeah, I don't play Gears,
I
so
feel like the
Mhm.
Xbox is like dying every time I turn it on.
Probably is.
It's such a weird, bad sound to it, but it is what it is. The one thing I do like about it is when I did get it, I got it a day before Ori got delivered to me, and I was like, I'm setting up the account. I got an account name. I'm like, I want to sort of play something on this. So I was able to put in uh not Half-Life. Oh, what is it? Another game. It's like
Here's-
it's something life. I forget what it is. But I was able to put in a 360 game that I have that I bought from like Goodwill, and it worked.
Yeah,
You know, like, and I was like, that's really cool that it's backwards compatible,
you could
and
even
it
put original Xbox, some
original
original
Xbox, yeah.
Xboxes.
So yeah, some of them I did put in and it didn't work,
Mm-hmm.
but
There's only
you
a
know,
couple. Yeah,
yeah, but I was like, that's so cool, and PlayStation doesn't do that for
yeah,
some reason. And it's just like, I don't like that about that. And the reason why I've loved PlayStation so much is of their exclusive games, but really I don't know how exclusive they're going to be next generation.
yeah. I agree because I mean now you start to see even these PlayStation exclusives, older ones, Crash, Spyro, are now on Switch and
Yep.
Xbox.
Yep.
Like those are the original, exclusives. So I mean, like the PS4, you had like a couple big ones, but a lot of it was shared anyway.
Yeah, I think ideally for me is a system that can play as many possible physical games as possible.
Yeah, and
You know?
I do like the Xbox for that. I like the Xbox because most of my friends have Xbox accounts, and that's why I lean towards that. Um, so when I get on, I know that my friends will be there. Whereas PlayStation, it would probably be like a couple people.
Yeah.
So I know that I have a opportunity to play more online multiplayer with people through Xbox. So that's why I stay with that. But I mean, I grew up on PlayStation. The controller for PlayStation to me is a preferred controller. Um, the exclusives were also preferred exclusives. So I don't know. I just had to flip the switch on the Xbox just due to the online capability with my friends, and then I did like the backwards compatibility from it. So
Yep.
guess that'll be something again. Everybody has to weigh when the new console comes out, but what's going to work for you, kind of thing. So
Yeah, we will see once they actually get announced, and honestly, I feel like there might be a delay with them too.
yeah, well, who knows how long this is going to last? It could push a lot of things back. They've stopped working on a lot of entertainment things, movies, TV shows, things like that have been pushed back. Concerts have been postponed. Wouldn't be surprised if it affects some video games and systems being made.
Yeah. We will see.
All up in the air at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after those two, they had the Nintendo Indies showcase.
Yeah. Which just happened this week as well. And bunch of cool games. I wasn't like, what's your overall feeling behind it?
There wasn't really anything I was super drawn to on this one. There was a couple that like I
Yeah.
raised my eyebrow at kind of thing, but nothing that was like, ooh, I definitely want to download that.
Yeah, Tony, what did you think? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Okay. So let's go
Were there
through.
any noteworthy games though?
I mean, we'll run it down here.
Yeah, we'll run through it. I mean, if you want to put it on your phone right now because it's only like a 19-minute showcase.
Yeah.
It's pretty short, and you could see sort of what we're talking about at the time.
Yeah.
We can just go through it.
You
All
should
right.
you should play the trailer on your cell phone.
All right. Well, regardless, we'll move on. So the first game that they dropped on the trailer was called Blue Fire.
Yes.
So what were your thoughts about this one? Because this was a platformer.
Yeah, so this, I mean, it reminded me sort of like a 3D Ori,
That's
you
what I was
know.
gonna say. It looked kind of similar.
Graphically, yeah, it had those like cool colors, like cool like just like color palette of it, but I
It's
wasn't
darker, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of it though either. And maybe it's because it's a 3D platformer. I feel like 2D platformers are where platformers should always stay. You know,
Yeah.
the whole
Okay.
3D aspect of platforming isn't necessarily a thing that should be around anymore because it changes the whole dynamic of the control scheme, you know, and uh, it's hard to explain, but it just seemed a little jumpy to me.
Yeah, I mean, so basically this game was like you're like this little ninja looking dude and like nobody has faces, it's just like eyes.
Yeah, just jumping off of
And you're
walls.
just like jumping around walls and doesn't look like you really have any kind of combat or anything. You're just kind of hopping around everywhere trying to, get through levels and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But they're saying it comes out in the summer and it's going to be a timed exclusive for the Switch. So, I guess it'll land there first for a little bit.
Yeah. So the next one that I have is Baldo,
Yeah.
which is an action adventure RPG with an anime art style.
That looked like a Studio Ghibli kind of
Yes,
Ni no
it
Kuni
did.
kind of look.
It definitely looked like Ni no Kuni. I was all about this. I was like, this is
It looks
cool.
cool.
It didn't seem like there was that much combat, but the trailer for it was also very short.
Yeah, all of these were super short to like get a vibe on what was happening, I
Yeah.
think. So I found it hard to kind of like notarize like what what the concept was behind this. Like, yeah, it looked like it was like an action adventure RPG that looked like, Studio Ghibli, but it also kind of looked like it had elements of like a dungeon kind of crawler spot, like, or like an open world kind of situation in like
Yeah.
some parts. I'm not really sure. It was hard to grasp.
This was probably like my most favorite looking game on Nintendo
It
Indie
looked
World.
really nice. I definitely would like watch a TV show about it kind of thing. Like it looked really cute. Like the animation was done very well.
Yeah.
The next one I thought was the most interesting. This one's the one that I kind of was like, huh. I kind of want to see what that one's about. It's called I Am Dead. Basically it sounds like the concept of the game is you are the protagonist who is dead. And you like run this museum on a small island. And I don't know like if this is the afterlife or whatever, or if you're just like a ghost in the real world, if the museum actually exists without you being there.
I think you're more so like in purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
It's what it seemed like to me, and you have to fix things or solve these little mysteries or puzzles
Yeah,
to
it looked like a puzzler kind of
get
thing.
your afterlife back together. I don't know.
Get your afterlife together, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. It was like sort of like a Clue game, but
Yeah, it said that you would get like certain powers, like X-ray vision and stuff like that, because you were dead. So to help you
yeah.
solve these puzzles. So that looked interesting, like the story
It
behind
looked
that kind of
to me it
stuff.
looked like a VR game. Like
That would be cool in VR.
overall, not necessarily a Switch game. And one thing that I did notice about this is that none of these are Switch exclusive games. They're all
They're
just
all timed exclusives, basically.
time exclusive to the Switch. So they're coming out to the Switch before anything else. So cool, but maybe some of these games might be for other systems, or definitely all of them, but like maybe like this game might be for PlayStation VR, which would be even cooler.
Yeah, that would be cool to see in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's coming out later this year. Again, as a timed exclusive. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. Next one I have is Bark.
Yeah. So Bark, indie developers, they kept talking about like a family co-op shoot 'em up game, and it just seemed like graphically it looks cool, but it just seems like a dumbed down shoot 'em up
Yeah, it's just like a side scroller space shooter.
that maybe it's unlimited lives or something, but it's like, oh, your family can play this any ages, and it's just like, shoot 'em up shouldn't really necessarily be that way.
But it has
Like,
cute little animals piloting the spacecraft.
yeah, like you can be a little kitten
Yeah.
shooting things, but I was just like, like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, maybe that is cool, actually,
Well, and they were saying the animals have like different abilities. There's like four
yeah,
of them to pick from or something. So, I guess that would be cool to if you have a younger player or, something like that. You
yeah,
need to get them into side scroller shooters or whatever. There you go. I guess that's a good way to get
yeah.
them into it.
No, it might actually be really fun. I just
Yeah,
saw it
I
because,
think it's
yeah.
fun for the right
So,
audience. I don't think it'll be for me, but it looks cute.
so the next one was Freak Apocalypse, which to me really reminded me of West of Loathing on the Switch.
Well, have you ever read the web comics, The Cyanide and Happiness?
No.
So the guy that made the game, I can't remember his name. He has been making this webcomic called Cyanide and Happiness for by probably years, and I see it pop up all the time.
I mean,
Feel
I
like
definitely
forever.
recognize the cartoons.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure
Like
you've
that.
seen it in memes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been around, but so they're finally like, putting a game out with it, I guess. So
Okay.
it should be interesting to see. I mean, I don't follow the web cartoons or anything like that, but it should be interesting to see how that plays out because they are like the ones that I've seen, they are funny. Like he has a good sense of humor and it's just like little stick figures and stuff. But yeah, you're just like in the apocalypse, I guess, and you're solving some puzzles and adventuring through and the
Yeah, it
little
seems cool.
figures. I don't know. Yeah, that one looked interesting, but I had my attention because I knew the comic. So I kind of knew like where they were coming from. I
Yeah,
knew.
what to expect.
Yeah.
But it reminded me more like a text-based
Yeah.
anime adventure in the sense. Like sort of like Stick of Truth, South Park.
Yeah.
If you've ever played that. Like sort of
Yeah,
like
no,
that. Yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of feels like that kind of thing, like that adult humor,
Yep.
adventure comedy kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that's the same thing.
Cool.
Next one is Summer and Mara. This one looked pretty cute. Like, it kind of looked like it would be like a movie or a show about like this girl's adventure. I guess you're on this island and you have to like explore and craft things and collect things in order to go different places. Again, they don't give you enough to go off of to be like this is where she's going and whatever. So I'm not really sure what she's doing, but she's on an island. So I don't know. But they were going to give out like a free DLC to people who got it on the Switch first. So that's nice of them to like give a free DLC shirt or something like that. I don't know, whatever it was.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like a little Koopa Troopa book
Yeah,
bag.
yeah, a little backpack and a little shirt.
Yeah. I thought it was dumb, honestly.
I mean, like if you're gonna release this game, if you're gonna make it on all
You might as well
consoles,
put
like
something, yeah.
put something with it, kind of thing to promote it. So whatever, that's a cool
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So this one, the next one is called Quantum League, which is a time rewinding competitive shooter where you can join your past self and change the outcome of the battle. It's coming to Switch later this year. So this reminded me of the game that we played, Kelly,
Yeah,
after the one podcast.
Green Cheaters.
Screen Cheaters is what it
Yeah.
was called.
Yes. And
So
I'll sidebar. If you have not seen or played this game, it's really interesting. It's an indie game. It was on the PS4, I think, first. I don't know if it's on Xbox, but I saw it just came to the Switch. And basically, the whole point of it is there are no characters on the screen. You just have to look at the other person you're playing against, what their screen looks like, to find out where they are to try to kill them, because it's like, kind of like a battle royale or first person shooter kind of thing, depending on what mode you pick that you
yeah,
have. No.
so this game essentially is you have like a bunch of different rounds, and the first round that you do, you play through, you win or you die, but then that ghost of you is still there shooting the same way. I
Yeah.
don't know. I didn't really understand it,
So
how it was
it took
going.
a second for me to get there when I was watching it. I think I had to rewatch it like twice to figure out. So the point of it is essentially there's a strategy beneath the first person shooter part of it, because you've got the FPS where you just run and gun and kill everybody and whatever, but then there's a strategy where your ghost self is still on the playing field mimicking what you did before. So if you ran out from behind this, you know, barrier and got shot, it's going to keep happening. Or you could plan something strategic that your character does. So when you come back around the next time, I guess it could make it like so you have an advantage on the playing field because you already know what your character's doing and the other people don't that you're playing against. So I don't know. It seems like an interesting piece, but I think it's too much strategy for me to kind of deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Could be a
think it
headache.
was a little bit too much.
Could be a headache. Could be really cool. Depends.
Yeah. What was
um,
next?
The Good Life. This one was interesting. It was another RPG where you're like paying off debts and solving mysteries and things like that in like a little town. But
Yeah, this seemed really
everybody turns into
weird.
a cat or a dog.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the concept of it.
So
This
it
might actually sound like a game that I want to play, but I just like the trailer for it
right.
didn't really do it for me.
It didn't do enough in the trailer to kind of get a good idea, I think. But you're doing the RPG kind of elements, but then as a human, but then you also have the ability to do the RPG elements as a cat or a dog. So like you could use that again strategically to your advantage, I guess. Whatever cats do. I don't know. Like say you need to get this, item from off of a roof. You can't climb up there as a human, but if you were a cat, you could jump up or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I took it as. Like
Yeah.
you can use your changing abilities to.
This might actually be a game that I pick up and try or download.
It looks cool. Also, you could ride sheep.
Yeah,
So about that.
which looks cool.
About that.
The next one was The Last Campfire.
Oh, this one looks nifty.
So this is by the same makers of No Man's Sky,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird.
Why is that weird?
Because it didn't seem like a No Man's Sky game. Not to say that
They don't make
developers.
just one game.
I know, but
I know what you're
some
saying. I know what
yeah,
you're saying.
but some developers have that same style and stuff.
Mhm.
This sort of seemed like Ori to me, and also Dreams, like how it looked like. It's a
kind of
puzzle
felt like
adventure.
that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I think about it.
I liked the trailer a lot because it was kind of like it looks like it in the way they placed it in the trailer. It was like it could be one of those games that tugs at your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a game that actually makes you feel something or makes you feel like a better person coming out of it or something like that,
Yeah, for sure.
because they were saying, like the little guy was going around and there was all these people that were hurt or dead or something happened in this world. I don't really know because, they didn't really give any backstory. But then he was just like healing them or helping them or like even just acknowledging them. Like there was like some skeleton, he had to get like a piece from it, like that it was holding, and like he took the piece that he needed, but then he like acknowledged the fact that the person was dead and like still had this item and like essentially like thanked them for it and then moved
That's
on.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, I mean, it was just like, you know, a bow or something, but it was like showing the respect to like, you don't see that in a video game. Like you go, you know, like in BioShock or Fallout, you know, you just go up to the corpse and you take the stuff and you leave. Like here he's
Yeah.
going up and he's like, okay, well this creature or whatever, this character had the book that I needed to get past whatever. So I'm going to go take the book. But thank you, whoever you are, for holding on to it for me. And I'm going to take it and put it where it needs to be now.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I like that it was like, I don't know, it was like a respectful kind of, and like very, it was just very humanistic feeling.
Yeah, I agree.
So it looked cool. And then after that they had, I don't really know what this one was. The Pixel Junk Eden 2. Did you even
So this-
understand what was happening on that? Because I didn't.
No, and that's what I like about it, honestly. Like I never played the first one, but this just seems like randomly like what you do changes the outcome of what the world becomes type
Right.
thing, and it deals with music, it deals with beats. So depending on, I guess, the way that you move your character makes a new beat or music or rhythm, you know, that then changes the level up and stuff. So it just evolves. It's sort of like Tetris Effect in the sense.
I was just like confused as to what the point was. Essentially, like, yeah, it's a beat-based game and you can manipulate the setting, but like, what are you getting out of it? Like, I couldn't tell what that was.
It seemed like just like a trippy experience. Like,
yeah, that's all I could get out of it.
Something that, you know, you would essentially put a VR headset on and just get down to it.
Funky.
Yes.
All right. The next one was Feria, which was a card strategy game. I am not into those
Don't care.
at all.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna go on. The next one was Eldest Souls, which they said was a boss rush battler. Not my playstyle either, so
yep.
I didn't really care about that. And then they went on through a bunch of different trailers for a ton of games, but they didn't
Which
really...
they're doing Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Which came out last year for the PS4 and Xbox.
Yep, they did that. Ghosts of a Tale was another one.
Sky, which I had for iOS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I talked about on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I played it for a week and it was cool, but
yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, it's a journey game. Maybe I would like it better on the Switch, but probably not. I don't know. That game, as much as it was like Journey, it was a never-ending game. Whereas Journey that's 2-3 hours of your time and it's over. And it was a great experience. Whereas Sky was, you're going to keep playing for hours and hours and never really get anywhere.
Yeah. I'm not here for that. I need gratification.
Yeah, me too.
Like instantly.
Me too.
Yeah. They had other ones, Sky Racket. I don't really remember what that was.
No.
Superliminal, which I remember talking about. That was super cool. I think we talked about it on the PlayStation. When they had their state of play last. It was that optical illusion game that we were saying that'd be really cool in VR.
Oh yeah. That actually looked like a VR game. It looked like it also looked like a Dreams game too.
Yeah.
You know, that it was built in Dreams.
Right. So it's cool that's coming to the Switch too. Then they had Wingspan, Dicey Dungeons, Bounty Battle, Moving Out, which I've actually seen like a trailer for that. That looks
Moving Out actually looks really cool. That's probably like my favorite looking game. Like
it looks like that one that you were telling me about where you had to like co-op. You and Tony and Kayla played it.
Heave-ho. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
that
no,
same vibe.
moving out looks a lot better in the sense where you have to move furniture
Right.
from a certain area to the moving truck.
Yeah,
And
but it's like
sometimes you
weird
have to like
situations.
throw the couch over the river or whatever.
Yeah, for some
But
reason.
yeah, you have to like angle it right, position things right. It looks like a great party game. So like that's
Yeah.
great that that's coming out for the Switch. That's probably a day one game that I will actually buy.
Yeah, that
Like
looks cool.
that like I'm surprised that they only did a little short clip of that, and maybe it's because it's been out for other systems before.
Yeah, that's coming out next month, end of next month. So
But that's a great game, it looks like.
yeah. And the last one that they had was Exit the Gungeon. Did you play the first one? Because apparently this is a sequel.
Enter the Gungeon? No.
Okay.
I didn't.
I
But
did not either.
it's a hard game.
I was gonna say it looks hard as shit. I just
Yeah,
watching that trailer, I was like, what how am I supposed to even figure out like who's controlling what and where it's coming from? Like it just looks like a lot of things on the screen.
Yeah, it's a 2D platformer shooter, just bullet hell fucking game. That I heard good things, but that it's one of the hardest games out there.
Yeah, and they're saying
that
this one's supposed to be harder.
That's cool. I mean, I probably like it then. I don't know. I'm as much as I love hard games. I think I'm more drawn to hard platforms than hard shooters or
I would agree.
Bullet hell games. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it was a decent indie world. It wasn't anything that like really stood out that I was like, oh, I need this. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, all good.
I agree. I think it was, a good little showcase of stuff, but I'm kind of interested to see, how these indie devs do as far as like, people are home now and looking for things to play on the eShop,
Yeah.
What indie games are they going to be purchasing? Is it going to be any from the showcase that are out now or coming out soon? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, we will see. I would love to do some more podcasts while we have the time as well. That's not video game related and stuff.
Yeah.
That we can talk about later, not necessarily here, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is a time that people need entertainment more than they did before. They need to a lot of people, myself included, are distracting themselves. I'm usually somebody who's pretty on top of news and things like that, being well informed, and right now I'm trying to avoid it all because I just don't want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
I can't deal with it. It's every like the other day I took an hour nap and I woke up and all the businesses were closed. I was like, I can't do this. Like this constant change. So I think that, I'm definitely going to be trying to put more content out on socials that I have time. I'm working on some blog stuff to put up on the website now that I have time.
Cool.
I like the idea of more content audio wise for everybody as well. I'm trying to keep everybody, together. And also I'm trying to like, I want to be the person who, can say, hey guys, we're all in this together and we'll make it through. So I want to like try to open more like Mario Kart lobbies and stuff like that, keep, inviting people to that kind of stuff. If you're feeling alone, if you're sitting in your house by yourself, you got nothing to do, you got us. So
yeah. And I think our one buddy Kiefer hit us up earlier about playing Mario Kart tonight, so we might be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I've said, I'll be deep in Animal Crossing, but there's still plenty of time to play other games.
You got no time. You got Animal Crossing, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony only has Call of Duty.
It's all he needs.
If anyone wants to play Call of Duty with me, just let me know.
What's your name on Call of Duty? What's your
they'll have to message me to get it because it's a whole hashtag thing. It's Kill Tony P, and then there's a number series after it.
Okay.
and that's how you add cross-platform.
Oh,
That was Activision's solution.
gotcha. Cool.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's fine.
if anybody wants to play games with me on Xbox or on Switch, shoot me a message.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down to talk. Check in.
Cool.
I'll check in with your friends and family too. Can't stress that.
Yeah,
one
pretty
enough.
much. That's it. Like, I've been hitting up some old friends of mine, new friends, and
Yeah.
just everyone, and just being like, "Yo, how's everything going?" Like, I talked to my buddy, the retro gamer that I mentioned on the last podcast. He FaceTimed me through Instagram
Mhm.
last week, just being like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Everything's exactly the same as it was for me." Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I've been in my house for 2 days, and it's like, all right, like everything's going to be fine for everyone. It's just a matter of that
It's
change.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I've been like FaceTiming with my sister every day. Like my family right now, we have a huge email thread where we just like send pictures and like just like what we did through the day, something that made us happy. And it's cool
Good.
because a lot of my family is in California. So like I don't get to
They're
see
on
them
completely
often.
locked down right now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like also, I get to hear from them and, have constant contact with them, which is nice. And I think that, this is just I've been getting like a lot more talk from people I don't hear from as often and things like that. I think people are just being more social as far as like phone calls and
I
texts
think
and
it's a good
messages.
thing.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny actually yesterday. My friend Cody called me. He was like, "Listen, I'm on my way to pick up my Animal Crossing right now. Do you need a copy? I will drop it off at your house." I was like, "I'm good, dude, but I appreciate it." He's like, "I'm just calling everybody I know that wanted it to make sure that their copy's coming in because I'm heading to the store right now." And it's like that little
Yeah.
stuff. It's just so nice, like, for somebody to be like, "You know what? I know everything's shit, but I'm coming
Yeah.
out and I'm doing something right now, and if you need anything, I'm already out.
Yeah.
Like let me know." And it's like, money's not an object or like you'll
Yep.
get me later. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. Like everybody's
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of
just
doing their thing.
keeping people sane and happy, because that's all that matters. Who is smacking flies right now in their apartment? Tony.
Not me.
Tony, was that you?
Yeah,
Are you
my bad.
smacking flies? All right. Was it a fly or what?
No.
Yeah. Well,
You should
can
smack
you
him.
explain what you were doing?
I was tapping my pen.
Oh, okay. It sounded very loud.
Wow, it's the echo chamber.
All right. Well, either way, great podcast, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And as usual, check us out if you're locked in. We've got all the stuff up on the website, all the old episodes. Give us a listen at
It's
precisely.live.
precisely.live.
Order
We
up
do
some
have
merch.
we do have our merch on there too, and it's very affordable, but we also understand if you can't afford anything right now because everyone wants to save money, and I totally understand that. So
Yeah, for real.
yeah, just hold on to your money.
Also, you can follow us on the socials, Precisely Podcast on Instagram. Also, we have a Facebook page if that's your jam, at Precisely Podcast on there too. We just got that up and going. I got it up last week.
Yep.
So we'll try to post things on there. I'm just trying to cover all socials here.
Hell yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with a big Ori spoiler cast, I guess.
Spoiler cast.
Yeah, something like that.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I know Wifey wants to be on it, and our friend Chad,
Oh, it's a
tattoo
party.
artist, wants to be on it, as well. So
Cool.
we'll make it happen, and
Yeah.
and maybe Kelly and I will be doing some extra content.
Yeah, we'll be around. Like I said, take care of yourselves, take care of others, and yeah, we out.
And game on. We out.
Out.
Peace.